Yellowstone National Park is in Wyoming and is a breathtaking adventure. Yellowstone has a supervolcano underneath its surface and creates many beautiful hot springs of different colors. There's also mud spots and beautiful waterfalls. Yellowstone National Park was established in 1872 and is America's first national park. President Ulysses S. Grant signed this Yellowstone National Park Protection Act into law so we could enjoy this beautiful national park. This park is massive. To be exact, it is about 3,500 miles long and extends to Montana and Idaho, but most of it resides in Wyoming. Not only was it the first national park, but it is also the largest. Before it was established as a park, it is known to have human activity 11,000 years ago. This is known because it is believed prior to humans settling there was an ice age and the entire area was covered by caps and glaciers. The park itself is above a volcano that is dormant for now and is also known as a supervolcano. 2.1 million years ago, Yellowstone's volcano erupted, and due to this, it caused the ground to collapse into a mammoth bowl called a caldera. There was also two more volcanic eruptions that caused large oval-shaped calderas. If this volcano were to erupt today, it would cover the United States in ash and gases. For thousands of years, this was home for the Indians. It had an abundance of natural resources, and they mainly benefited off the wildlife. There are many different tribes, as you see listed. I cannot say any of those besides Blackfeet or Crow, so look through that list and see what you can pronounce. There were others who would walk among the beauties of the Yellowstone Park, but mainly Indians would make it a temporary or contemporary home. The Crow tribe resided in the east part of Yellowstone, and the Blackfeet occupied the north. Other tribes would settle in the west, but would annually cross the park to hunt in the east. They would use the land to hunt and fish, and to gather plants and minerals for multiple uses. The Indians would also use the natural thermal waters for religious and medicinal purposes. Lastly, they would quarry Obsidian, which is a volcanic glass they would use to make their arrowheads, which of course this would help them against enemies and also get their wildlife. During the summer months, it is mild compared to other places. It ranges from 70 degrees to 80 degrees. And so they're pretty hot, a little different from Virginia. We're usually above 80s, I would say. But if the summers are cool, that means the winters are going to be pretty brutal. They are extremely cold depending what you define as cold. In the winter, the biggest range is between 0 to 20 degrees. Sub-zero temperatures are usually felt throughout the night and also at the higher elevations throughout the winter. The average amount of snow is commonly up to 150 inches. Spring and fall are chilly, but not as bad as the winter. The range still reaches below freezing level at times and snow accumulates. The weather is commonly between 30 and 60 degrees during this time period. It is concerning that the human activity is affecting many of the natural resources of this beautiful place, which is stirring up some issues and political views of different people, but the visitors are affecting the air and water quality. The wildlife habitat has been disturbed by many humans because of the spread of disease. There's also been a spread of non-native plants and aquatic organisms. The visitation usually meets above 3.3 million since 2009. So there's a lot of people visiting this park. Also, they're trying to preserve the wildlife. There is different animal life among the Yellowstone Park, which you can see the list of what different types of animals they have. But one that stands out are the grizzly bears and the gray wolves, because they have both went down in populations and are now coming back up. They went down because people were hunting, and I guess the human activity affected them. So now they are working on preserving for those animals. And now they are back up. The tourism economy is what brings in the economic benefactor. This supplies a huge amount of money to the local economy and also brings in more jobs. Yellowstone does not only attract from people within the states but also around the world. In 2016, the park brought in $680.3 million to benefit the thriving economy. Without that income in Yellowstone, there would not be much else for that economy, and that is all.